guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by today because today we are finally going to do another scrap fabric challenge. You guys really enjoyed the last one and I've been really wanting to make another one. If you guys haven't seen that, basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a bunch of my scrap fabric that I've kind of collected and stored away and never used, and we're going to put it in a box where we can't see what's in it, reach in, grab about 3 or 4 different pieces depending on the size of them, because of course we need enough fabric to actually make something, and I'm going to make a doll from it. Anyways, let's get started by grabbing my giant box. Okay, so what is in here is all my scrap fabric. There's a bunch of new colors now because I've made sure to actually start collecting my scrap fabrics again because this was fun and I wanted to make sure to add to it. So I made the hole a little bit bigger because I kind of scratched my wrist up last time and I didn't want to do that, but I am going to make sure to not look as I'm reaching in. So I'm just going to kind of reach in, feel around, try and find something that feels like I want to use. Okay, so first color, oh, we got purple again. Do I want to use purple again? Kind of disappointed with that. Gotta keep to the rules, we're gonna keep it. Okay, so we got purple. Alright, let's see if we can find anything that we haven't used in the last one. Ooh, there we go. Okay, that's different. Oh, you get back in there. We want this one. Okay, so we have this one that actually looks kind of cool for that one. Okay, so that'll actually work with the purple. Last time we got really lucky and got colors that worked well together. We'll see if the last color will actually work. We kind of need more fabric. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get something that feels like it's big. What is this one? Oh, okay. I guess we're getting that green that was trying to come out anyways. Okay, so those will actually kind of look cool. Those will actually work really well. The green is enough to make as the main color if we want. And let's see what we're going to end up making. So let's get started on our project. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is get a good look at the fabric that we ended up getting. So the first color that we got was a nice dark purple that we ended up getting in the last scrap fabric challenge, but I'm going to try and do a lot of different things this time around, so I don't think we'll get anything similar at all. And then the second fur fabric that we ended up getting was a nice kind of light blue, almost a cyan blue, and it has these kind of little tufts of green, which I think look really cool. And then the final fur fabric that we ended up getting was a neon green color, and this surprisingly kind of matches the little green tufts that are in the other fabric. So this piece of fabric is significantly larger than the others, so this is probably going to be our main body color. So I'm kind of wanting to do a wolf pup with this. I think the neon colors would look really cool as a wolf, and obviously we have too little of it to make a full-sized wolf, so we're going to end up doing just a little pup. So I'm going to draw up a pattern real quick, try and figure out where I want all the colors to go on the body, and then I'm going to kind of trace it out on my fur fabric. So I'm thinking since the green is going to be the main body color, I kind of want to use the blue for the legs, and then I think the purple's going to go down the back, and maybe we'll throw in some purple stripes going down the tail. So to make sure everyone knows that I only used the scrap fabric pieces that I pulled out, I didn't grab any extra of the same colors, I have all my pattern pieces drawn out already, and then we're going to cut these out. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew that we only used the scrap fabric pieces that got pulled out. So again, I'm going to get all this cut out and then we're going to start sewing our body pieces together. So I think I'm going to start by sewing the tail first. As you can see, I decided to have purple and green stripes going all the way down it, and we need to connect the purple and green pieces first and then we can close everything up. So I'm going to sew the stripes together and then we're going to sew the tail pieces together and close it up, and then we'll probably add a little bit of stuffing to the end of the tail so it kind of fluffs up a bit. Okay, now to the body pieces. So I have all the pieces for the sides all laid out, and what we have to do is we need to sew all of these together first. That way we have a left and right that are completely put together. Next, we're going to take the inside parts of the legs. As you can see, I kind of ran out of the blue for the back legs, so I replaced it with a bit more green. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to lay them out on our body pieces, and we're going to sew down the front of the legs only. Now we're going to take our strip of fabric for the belly and we're going to sew that between the 2 body pieces. And then after that, that's going to be the last of the sewing for now. We need to make our clay pieces, and then once everything is ready to be put together, we'll continue our sewing. Okay, so I'm going to start on the clay face first, and then I'm going to make some paw pads for our wolf. So for the head, I kind of wanted to go a bit larger and not have it so proportional to the body. I think if I made the head more proportional to the body, I wouldn't have gotten the cartoon style that I was looking for. Plus, the eyes that I wanted to use for this piece were a lot larger than it would have worked if I left the head proportional. Now, I actually ended up making these eyes out of resin. I had a lot of fun with it. It was my first time trying to make eyes out of resin. I've seen other people do it before, and I thought it'd be kind of fun. So I'm actually going to have a video tomorrow showing you guys how I made these, and hopefully you guys can have fun trying to make your own eyes as well. So again, keep an eye out tomorrow for our next video that's going to show you guys how to make these eyes. So what I ended up doing for this face was I didn't make the whole head out of tinfoil, I just made the snout, and then the rest of the head I built directly off of the glass container. So I just took that piece of tinfoil for the snout, I covered that completely in clay, and then I just started covering up the glass container, and then I just roughly shaped it into what I wanted, placed my eyes in it, and then I started adding more and more clay to different spots of the face to build up the different shapes and foundation of the face. So after I got the eyes in place and I built up the eyelids and everything, I ended up deciding that I wanted to have the mouth slightly open, just a tiny little gap. I also got lucky that I had some pre-baked teeth left from a previous project, so I'm going to use those in the face as well. So I'm just going to push these in. They're the same type of clay, they're just already baked. I'm just going to push them into place, lay out where I want the lips to go, and just kind of keep adjusting everything, and then I'll also add the tiny little teeth in between the large teeth. After I have all the teeth in place and I'm happy with the shape of the mouth, I'm going to move on to adding the nose to the piece. So I'm just going to take a lump of clay, I'm going to put it at the end of the snout, and then I'm going to start using my tools to push in and make the shape of the nostrils. Once I have all the features for the face in place, I'm going to start refining the shape around the base of the head. I'm just going to clear up any extra clay that I don't need, that way we don't end up wasting anything. Lastly, I'm going to add a fur texture to the sides of the face and just kind of rough everything up so it doesn't look so flat. Once we're done adding all the little tiny details, we're going to put our clay face in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for roughly about 45 to 55 minutes. Now again, remember the resined eyes are safe to go in the oven, but do keep an eye on them. Now while our clay face is baking, we're going to start on the paw pads. Now I'm actually only going to be making one clay paw pad because my idea is to actually cast them all out of resin. So I'm just going to take a little bit of clay and I'm going to roll it out so I have a nice surface to build my paw pad on, and then I'm going to take a bunch of little small balls of clay and I'm going to lay them out where I want the toes and stuff to be. I'm going to use my tools to refine the shape of our paw pads, and then I'm also going to add some texture to it by using a washcloth, and I'm just going to push it into the clay nice and gently. This is going to just rough up the clay slightly and make it look a bit more organic. After that, I'm going to remove any extra clay that's around the edges of our paw pad, and then I'm going to bake this in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for probably 35 minutes. Once our paw pad is out of the oven and is cooled to touch, we can use this to cast our molds. Now if any of you have seen me do castings before, I really don't cast anything right now that's super detailed like a full face or anything. Normally it's horns or paw pads, something that I can just push into a surface, leave an indent, and fill that with resin. So I kind of messed around and I discovered that you can use Play-Doh to make reusable molds. It's super simple for just tiny little projects. I wouldn't use this for really detailed things. So I'm just going to kind of lay out my clay, I'm going to push in my little paw pad, wiggle it slightly and pull it out, and then we're going to mix up some resin. I'm going to make my paw pads purple, so I'm going to add a little bit of pigment to it, and then we're just going to pour into this. Now the one thing you do need to know if you're going to make molds out of Play-Doh is you need to have it in an airtight container while the stuff is curing, because otherwise it will dry out and you can't reuse it. Also, I want to add a little bit of glitter, so before I poured everything I kind of dusted glitter over the surface of my mold. So these are going to have to sit overnight, and then the following day we can pull them out. As you can see, they came out really nicely. They're a little darker than I wanted, but they're still kind of glittery, so I'm really happy with them. Okay, so now we're going to start painting our face. Now, I didn't want to get paint on my resined eyes. I'm pretty sure it'll peel right off, but I didn't want to worry about scratching it because with glass eyes, you don't have to worry about that as much, but since this is a softer material, you could end up scratching and messing them up. So I'm going to be careful to paint around them as much as I can and not go over them. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of pink to the corner of the eyes. I'm going to let that dry a bit, and then I'm going to primer the rest of the face a nice green to match the body. And then after that's dried, I'm going to start adding some purple details. Now, since we have the back of the wolf purple, I figured adding some purple to the top of the head would be really cute. So I'm just going to be painting some markings on the top of the head. I'm going kind of random. I don't want it to be any particular shape. I just want it to look a bit organic. Maybe kind of like splotchy or something. I'm also going to add a little bit of a white highlight to the face here and there, and then I'm going to move on to painting the nose. So I need to paint the inside of the nostrils first, so I'm going to go with a nice black. I'm going to fill that in, let it dry, and then we can paint the outside part of the nose. Now if you wanted to just paint your nose solid black, that's fine. You don't have to wait for the inside parts of the nostrils to dry, but I want the outside of my nose to be pink, kind of to match the corner of the eyes. I'm going to add some highlights to the nose as well, and then we're going to start painting those teeth white. Now because we're going over a color with white, you might have to do a few layers of this to make it look really nice and crisp. And then after messing around with the details here and there, I'm finally happy with how the face is. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more resin and I'm going to apply it to the rest of the face, let this dry overnight, and then we can start putting our piece together. Okay, it's the following day, everything is nice and dry, and we're going to start putting everything together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some ears to the face. So for the ears, the inside part is going to be felt, and then the back side is going to be that green fur fabric that we had for scrap. So we're going to take a piece of felt and a piece of the fur fabric, sandwich it together with the fur on the inside, and we're going to sew around that. Afterwards, we're going to flip that right side out, and we need to add a little bit of a wire frame to this, so I'm just going to add a little bit of wire to one side of the ear. So I'm just going to take a little bit of our fabric glue, and I'm going to glue that into place inside of the ear. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to add a little bit of purple fur to the bottom of the ear. After we're done gluing the ears together, we can glue them onto the face. So I'm just going to take that wire for the ear and we're going to put it into the hole. I made holes earlier while we were sculpting the head, and we're just going to glue the wire for the ear into the hole and then glue the rest of the ear into place around the head. Okay, so the head is ready, now we need to get the body ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to add those paw pads first. So we're going to start gluing those in place at the end of the foot, and then we're going to close up the back of the foot and stuff them. After we have all the paw pads in place and the legs are all nice and finished, we're going to sew the tail to the back of the wolf's body. So we're just going to take the end of it and we're going to just sew it right here. Now we can finally take the head and we can add it to the body. So I'm just going to glue the fabric for the neck all the way around the head. We're also taking the strip of fabric for the back of the wolf and we're gluing it to the back of the head. We're going to let all of our glue dry for a little bit, and then once it's dry we can finish stuffing the body and closing it up. Okay guys, and that's how I made a neon wolf out of scrap fabric. I had so much fun with this piece, and like always, he's going to be in my Etsy shop, so if anyone wants to buy him and give him a new home, go ahead and check the links down below for that. Anyways guys, I really like doing this series. I had a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do a third one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!